It's the Playhouse Podcast with Kat and JJ.
Believe it. I missed everything.
Missed the show?
What am I going to do?
Check out the Daily Podcast.
So you start dating this girl. You like her. She's good looking. She's kind of everything you're looking for. And you've been together for like 6 weeks. And then she goes, I need $1,000. How do you handle that situation? That was going on in one of our listeners' lives. And we had some very unique angles as far as what listeners thought he should do next. That's coming up in the podcast in a couple of seconds. Here we go. Did you hear about this Vermont teacher that got busted doing coke?
We have cited her for possession of cocaine and reckless endangerment based on the fact that she was under the influence while she was in control of the students in her classroom.
Now, we leave a TV on here in the studio just in case any news breaks, and almost every morning you see something about a teacher getting arrested as well. It's not just house fires, but it's government shutdown, teacher arrested, house fires.
But listen, there's always that bad apple, and then, rules have to change for really good teachers. And so do you have a teacher that during your time in school was either, like, how sensational, arrested at school, or you saw them on the news, your mom told you just to let you know, so-and-so, Mr. So-and-so just got arrested for whatever. We had a guy that was a social studies teacher. I never had him, but he was a 9th grade social studies teacher. And he had sent in a little letter to the government. And it was like
a threatening letter?
It must have been. I'm going to do this. And something that had a threatening undertone, because he did get arrested. He was back at school like a week later. But he got arrested for it. So it's not like he was like touching kids or doing anything like that, but he just had it with the man and the thumb, and he's like, I'm going to tell them where they can put it.
Now, the rule is I don't want any teacher names.
Yeah.
I don't want any school districts here, right? And I just want to know if you had a teacher that maybe got arrested in school. And Tina, I appreciate you calling right away. You want to give us the breakdown here?
Well, it was interesting because it was a big, long period of time where supplies were missing, and sometimes really expensive stuff like TV screens or the projectors, and then like desks, things like that. And so of course they were blaming the kids. Like, I had friends get called into the principal's office to figure out where these things were, and it turned out that my teacher was stealing them and then selling them out of his garage.
That is crazy.
This is nuts.
So did they do like a sting? They must have been watching him for a while.
Oh yeah, in the middle of class.
So he's selling the stuff.
Before they came to the school.
So he's selling the stuff for a while, and they pulled him out of the middle of class to arrest him?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you think about it, it's like a felony if you're going to be continuously taking like TVs and projectors and school equipment.
You're hitting grand theft there pretty soon, right?
Oh, yes.
Some of these messages coming in. Shauna says, I had a 4th grade teacher arrested for a DWI. I didn't know what that was at the time. He had a Rick Springfield poster in his room and looked similar to him back in 1984. Gretchen said in 8th grade, we had a town mayor who was also a high school art teacher in the district and ended up getting arrested for solicitation. So if it has to do with like sexual assault or trying to get a minor, that stuff I just cannot look past. But I don't know. They come to school and they had some.
They want to steal a blackboard
gummy in the morning. I don't know. There are certain levels to my forgiveness, and there's no wiggle room with the essay.
Talking this morning about teachers that got arrested, and it stems from the teacher in Vermont that had a little nose candy issue going on in school. The cops came in, cuffed him up. Off they go. Which is weird because I would expect this to be a guy, right?
Yeah, she was a younger girl.
And so she was,
wild ride.
Obviously just getting her coke on. And we thought, all right, well, let's talk about the teachers you had that got arrested. Now, again, the rules are I don't want names, and I definitely don't want school districts because I don't want any hearsay kind of busting out. Hi, Janelle. How you doing today? Good. We're great, too. Thanks for asking. A teacher that got arrested. Tell us about it.
Back in the early 70s, a librarian got arrested for strangling a student with his necktie.
It's always the quiet ones. Oh, my God.
Your teacher strangled one of your fellow students with a necktie?
It was the librarian.
Or the librarian, yeah.
The librarian did, yes. I don't know if he was making too much noise in the library or what. But.
And there are signs everywhere in libraries. Keep your voice down.
I hate to say this, but I was that type of kid. that if our librarian wasn't so mild-mannered, I would have been the kid that got strangled in the library.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
I was only in the 7th grade, and this was an older student, but I just remember it left an impression.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Are you sure it happened? Because sometimes there are those folklores that are passed down from grade to grade, like you better not be loud in there.
No. Unfortunately, his poor wife was also a teacher in our school, and she ended up leaving because of the embarrassment.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's so sad.
Did jail time, was that a thing here with this?
It was assault.
Yeah.
You think he went to jail? He didn't just lose his job?
Yeah, no, he was in prison.
Prison?
Stillwater.
Oh, wow.
This dude,
That's hardcore.
That can't be first offense then, right? I mean, you don't go to prison for that, right? The kid didn't die or anything, did he?
Yeah, he did. He killed him.
Oh my God. You got to lead with that, girl. We had a librarian kill a student, not just...
I thought it was like, he got mad and he took the kid by the neck and pushed him up against the wall. Not that that's right or anything, but I didn't know, like, he strangled. Oh, my God. Are you okay? You're getting honked at?
That is outrageous.
I know. Like I said, stuck in my mind forever.
Wow.
Yeah,
that was in the 70s, so obviously this guy's dead.
We could probably look this up, though, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
Bingo! How fun!
Last week, someone lost an eye at bingo.
Bingo what bingo?
Bingo!
Hurry up and holler if you're somebody listening who
has had an issue with their child's dress. So this woman slamming parents for letting daughters wear just very questionable outfits for HOCO.
I may not have a teenage daughter, but I'll tell you what, I do have parents that would have knocked me into next week if I would have even tried to wear anything remotely like what these children are wearing to homecoming. Do you see what I'm saying? Go look at the comments on your child's videos of these grown men commenting on your child's video. Do you see what I'm saying?
So that would be an issue for me
Relax.
if there were grown men commenting. But Derek saw a photo the other day of these girls and he was like, oh my God, I'm so glad that we have a boy. Like, that would be crazy to see them come down the stairs in a napkin, which would be wild. And then as a female, though, I'm like, they have those bodies for a limited time. They look incredible in these dresses. So
I think you got to remember, just because they have a short dress on doesn't make them a hoochie.
Absolutely not. No. But anyway, you had a child with a dress that was a little bit of an issue.
And I'm on the hunt this morning for anyone listening who is just a lady working with an uncomfortable situation with your breastises. Kat's been watching the videos of do you know what her name is?
Yeah, Celia.
Celia. And Celia is basically just eating food in her car, but she has a gutter crumb and her, like, the way she's leaned, her boobs are pressed up against her throat.
Yeah.
And I feel like when she was watching, Kat goes, she's like taking these deep breaths because the girl couldn't breathe. Like,
it just looks very
big for her. So yeah, I mean, like, and I think everybody is like, whoa, look at those. But then you're like, geez, they're actually causing me a health issue. Erica, you're first through. Which one are you working with?
The dress issue.
Okay, so let's go talk about it. This your daughter, I'm assuming?
Yes. And it's been about 10 years now. And I mean, I don't know. It wasn't so much. It wasn't super. It was short, but it wasn't super, super short. But the top was kind of low. And ironically, since it's a boob thing as the other thing, she didn't have a lot upstairs to hold the dress up.
Okay.
And so I don't, that was like, so like anytime she bent over, they would kind of, and I know like now there's tape and stuff. I mean, I guess there was double stick tape, and then the other issue, like she insisted upon, of course, I spent a lot of money on this dress, right? But she insisted upon getting Converse freaking tennis shoes to wear with it.
Yeah, that's a thing.
And I'm like, no, you're not going. I'm like,
So,
it turned out she actually couldn't go because she missed too much school. I called the school and cried and everything. But they're like, no, she missed too much school. Or she was late for school too many
keeps
times.
unraveling, doesn't it? So what's the conversation? You see the dress, you see it on her. You're like, hey, you're a beautiful young lady, but we can't have you looking like this. Is that what you kind of went with?
Yeah, and I mean, they ended up going out to the Mall of America, which I think she kind of blended in there anyway.
I have a question about the whole calling school and crying because your daughter decided to be late to school too many times. So when I spread it out like that, when I lay it out like that, it's kind of weird, right?
Was it your fault she was late, or was it her fault she was late?
No, it was her fault. She was actually living with her aunt, and it was a different school. It wasn't even the school she was going to. But they're like, oh, we told her that if she did this. And I'm like, come on. This is her one chance to go to prom. She just is not a person that wakes up to alarms, no matter what you do. And I'm serious. I will call that girl. She's still the same way. She was, like, I hate to say it, but she was on an intoxilizer at home, and she went to jail for 24 hours because of it, because she couldn't wake up at 6 a.m. to blow into that thing for DWI.
Okay,
yeah.
So you were trying to get her to go to a dance that they warned her that this would happen. These are the consequences of her actions, and you still called and cried about it. Okay.
Yeah,
just wanted to make sure.
This is a one-time thing. Find something else to punish her with,
It sounds like she had plenty of warning.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
But I'm her mom, come on.
How we feeling? Are we over our cold yet?
I believe so.
Tail end?
I think we're pretty good. I'm not as congested as I was yesterday. Slept with the window open last night. Ooh. Oh, my God. It was so amazing.
I did notice a lot less.
Yeah. Give it time.
This
pretty
morning.
early.
So the window open is a risk. I told you what happened to me when I was a kid, right?
No.
So I was in 6th grade, and it was one of these kind of October nights because I remember it was around my birthday, and I slept with the window open, and I woke up the next morning and could not move my neck.
Really?
Like something happened where I either turned too quick or, your muscles, tighten up and stuff like that. And this was kind of the time where my older cousin Jason was really getting into weightlifting. So I was going really, really hard to try and keep up with him. Mm-hmm. And so, but I had to wear one of those foam, like you see a guy in court that has whiplash foam neck braces.
Wow, that's scary.
For a week because the little hometown doctor we had no idea what happened to me. So when I hear when people at this time of the year sleep with the window open, I get freaked out because I'm like, that sucked.
Yeah, that's
I'd hate to see you walking around and getting made fun of by me for so long with something like that.
I would hate that as well. So yeah, it was nice to wake up after a long night's sleep. And you know what I found out yesterday? That steelhead trout is basically salmon. So I know you were wondering that for so long.
Well, I'd been asking a lot of people, and I've been Googling it and stuff. So,
and I mean, you can't even tell. You can't tell the difference at all. I went to Sam's and I got this. I had to do with my eyes because I'm like, I can't believe that deal. $10 for 2 fillets that were a human arm length, and I grilled them up last night. Perfection. So
grill them up. I think fish is, for the most part, at least for my taste, if you grill them up right, then most fish just taste like
they
fish.
were so good. And then Liam and I, Derek had a meeting last night, so Liam and I watched another James Bond, which he's super into. We watched Spectre, whatever it is, and then that was it. That was our night. Pretty wild.
I had a couple of revelations yesterday that I feel like I need to share. Number one, I think my marriage is on the rocks.
I could have told you that.
My wife, for the first time... She
doesn't like you.
Okay, good start. For the first time in my 26-year marriage, my wife opted out of watching baseball with me to go upstairs and watch Schitt's Creek.
I don't blame her. I don't blame her. It's
she just looked at me and she goes, listen, and it wasn't a Cubs game, right? The Cubs weren't on last night. So she goes, listen, I can watch a lot of baseball, and if it's not the Cubs, I just can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, a part of me died inside. I'm like, that was the Velcro of our relationship.
You want someone sitting next to you that doesn't like what you're watching?
Yeah, I mean, most of the time
sitting there because you're.
Most of the time, she'll just sit there scrolling on her phone. And I'm like, or at least I got somebody, because somebody will react when I'm like, oh, you know what I mean? I'm a very active, out loud baseball watcher. And then she'll just kind of look at me, she's like, oh, what happened? And I can describe to her what happened, and she pretends to care.
Yeah.
But last night she hit the wall, and she's like, I'm sorry, I'm going to go upstairs and watch TV.
Good for her. Choosing her happiness. That's what happens for women at a certain point in life. You just choose your happiness. You don't have much time on this planet. And if it's your happiness or having to sit there next to your husband watching stupid baseball, then
Nothing stupid about baseball. It's the most cerebral sport. So early this morning, got a call from a guy named Ben, and he kind of had this dilemma. I want to break this down for you. I just want you to think in your head, if you were just getting to know someone, would you loan them money?
So I've been dating this girl for like 6 weeks now. Things have been going really good. Like, we text all the time. We go out. She's fun. She's nice. She's caring. But then the other day, totally out of the blue, she asked me if she could borrow $1,000. And I just kind of froze. That's a lot for someone I'm still getting to know, right? I didn't know what to say in the moment.
So we thought we'd float this out at you, and most people are saying not a friggin' chance. Am I giving $1,000 to somebody I've only known for 6 weeks?
yeah. Well, you could really get to know somebody in 6 weeks if you have a keen sense to
but
it.
if you both have jobs and stuff, how much time do you really spend with someone in 6 weeks if you're not living with them?
It doesn't mean they'll always have to be like that. Like I said, I was terrible with money, and now I'm our family's money manager and couldn't save more. So maybe she is just down on her luck, and maybe she just needs a little bit of help. You know what? Even though you're 6 weeks in, I watched too much Judge Judy. Have her sign a sheet of paper that says, I acknowledge that I owe you $1,000 and I will pay you back by, and give her a normal amount of time, maybe 2 months. You have 60 days to pay this back, $1,000 in full. And then, it may seem a bit sterile, but still you're looking out for yourself at the same
I don't know if you want to
time.
start a relationship this way. And I'm glad that you called back, Ben, because we want to know a little bit more about her and the situation. So you want to just shed a little more light on this for us?
And here's the thing. She's not very responsible with money. She's got an average job. She's in debt with student loans.
Mm-hmm.
And she's always talking about how bills stress her out.
Yeah.
I already knew she was kind of bad with money, but this just made me nervous. I don't know. If I loan her the cash, is it just going to be the first of a bunch of times she asks?
That's what I was thinking.
And if I say no, it might be me basically ending things before they even really start.
That sounds like a risk that you are either willing to take, or I don't know. Maybe this is what she needs to get her butt in gear and start learning how to save and not being in that spot anymore.
Part of the time is if you keep touching that burner, though. You know what I mean? 6 weeks is not enough.
Yeah.
To know someone. That's my thoughts. So I'm going to put you on hold for a second. I want everyone else to keep calling in and texting in your thoughts on this. More Ed Sheeran tickets for you at about 8:20 Thursday morning during our live show, and 4 chances at winning giant chunks of money. So get back in the live show Thursday morning. In the meantime, here's the rest of our favorite parts of Wednesday. So we talked to this guy named Ben over probably the last 25 minutes. And the nuts and bolts is he met this girl. She's very caring. He really, really likes her. They've been seeing each other for about 6 weeks. And then she just drops on him, hey, I need $1,000.
I wonder how she said it. Just outright, I need $1,000 to survive. But he's already noticing that she's not good with finances. She's back paid, or she's late on her student loans, stuff like that. Listen, all of us go through the ebbs and flows of learning how to manage our money. And maybe she's just not there yet. I needed somebody in my life to show me that saving was a thing. And then now look at us.
Look at you.
Look at us.
Multi-millionaires.
Yeah.
Hey, good morning, Kimberly. How you doing?
I'm great.
You had a question about this this situation, and I think it's a good question that hasn't been asked yet. What was it?
Well, my question is, did she explain the reason why she needed a full 1,000? Would that be the goal, or would it be something that she could take less? And what was her means of justifying or saying, hey, you know what, I can pay you back this because I have something that is going to risk, my life if I don't pay it back by a certain time. I get paid at this point. Could I give you $250 at this point?
Yeah.
Here's something that she can offer back. And what was the reason she needed a full 1,000?
So it sounded like she's in debt with her student loans and maybe
bills.
A couple of just kind of normal bills, right? Electrical bill, water bill, stuff like that.
What do you do when you ask for money? You shoot a little bit higher. Yes, because then you'll have a little bit of a cushion, and then you won't ever have to ask in the future. But I agree with you with the whole, make sure Ben knows that he's going to get paid back. And how do you do that with a promissory note or something like that? He needs to know that he's going to get his funds back, and
Well, Kim, what do you think is a proper time frame here? If he loans her $1,000, what's the time frame? Does she get 60 days, 90 days till the end of the year? What's the deal?
Well, I think that's a great question, but I think if he does really like her, it would be more of an offering, hey, would you, if he's good with finance himself, say, you know what, maybe we can sit together and I can help you see where you can pay this one now or pay this one a little bit. Because I think every bill appreciates a little bit, but does she need a full 1,000? I mean.
You know what? If they're getting in the sheets, by the way, he's a John now.
Please. You know what I think is that
for it.
If she, and this could be a good conversation to gauge if there is a future, if she is closed off to any advice on how to manage her money in the future.
You want to do that at a 6-week relationship thing too?
Well, if he's like, oh, well, I think that's a good conversation to have. Why people waste so much time of their life dating and beating around the bush. Right now is a perfect time for him to say, I like you a lot. But why are you so bad at money? Do you plan on getting better at managing your money?
Of course she's going to say, yes, give me the money.
Well, if she's like, meh, it is what it is, then you have somebody that's not going to take something seriously. So,
hey, Kim, I really appreciate your time this morning and have a great day. I want to get to Ashley real quick. Ashley, good morning. Your thoughts on this?
Mine was a lot like Kim's. I mean, you're going to want to ask for the details. Like, how did you get in this situation?
Yeah.
Did you, like, car tabs? Were your tabs due?
Oh,
and so that threw off.
By the way, I found out yesterday my tabs are going to be over $800 this year.
Yeah. That's
what
a lot.
the hell is
mine
that?
Are like 3.
Are they really? Do you have do you own your car? Because Derek's are $86 now that we own our car.
I lease a vehicle. It's going to be over $800 for me to put 2 stickers on my truck.
Robbery.
That's enormous.
Anyway,
Yeah,
have you ever?
It's crazy, but if something like that is a scenario, I mean, then she may be bad with money, but maybe she was starting to get better.
Yeah.
And then that happened, and she just needs a little bit of help. So, like, it's definitely a conversation that needs to be had. I love you guys. Have a good day. Talk
we
to
love
my
you
kids.
too.
I mean,
I thought you were saying goodbye to us.
Bye.
No.
Have a good day at school.
Definitely something like that where, if, like you said, if she's open to the conversation, is willing to take advice,
yeah,
that's definitely, something.
You got a lot going on.
Yes, they are from the radio.
Hey, bye, guys. Have a great day. Love
Bye.
you. All right, Ashley, hey, I appreciate your thoughts. Say goodbye to your kids. I don't want to suck away that time from you, but I'm glad you called. Have a great morning. Everybody else that's texting in red flags or your thoughts, thank you for your thoughts on this. Ben had to get into work. I'm going to pass all this along to him in an email, but we appreciate you guys helping out this morning. Welcome into the Playhouse. Kat and JJ. Hey, quick question.
Yeah.
What would be a good length of life for you? Like, as you think about middle age, what do you want to live to be? How old?
I say I want to be a good whatever. So I'm going to say a good 92.
So when you're still functioning independently and you got your wits about you and physically you can get around, stuff like that?
Yes, I don't want to just live like hurting all the time. I don't want to be a burden. And then I just want to go in my sleep. That's it.
That's a big plan. Like, I've always thought 100 is going to be like
you want that round number,
right? I want to, like, I'm a goal guy, right? I want to get to like a certain round number.
Not if I have anything to do with it.
Now, I had posted this on socials. We're getting a very mixed reaction to this. And I know this was like 6 years ago, but what caught my eye was the picture of this guy. So the cops arrested this dude in Minnesota who took his terminally ill wife took her out of the nursing home and threw her a death party. Now, authorities say her final hours included using several substances, listening to heavy metal music, and sharing wild moments together before she passed away. Now, let's say you hit your 92. It's a good 92, and they say, there's not much we can do for her. We're going to try and make her comfortable in her last couple of days.
Yeah.
Would you want your husband at the time to pull you out of that nursing home or hospice to go on one last wild ride fueled by Metallica, cocaine, and maybe something naughty?
Only if that's the life we lived. Obviously it is. Look at this guy. He looks like he has lived a life, and I can't imagine that she wasn't the same. So she gave him some type of inkling at their last visit, family day. She's like, listen, get me out of here. I want to do some.
So you said you want to die in your sleep.
I want to do some crazy drugs.
What if it was like you could have your last moments? What would you want out of it? What would be your perfect last moments?
The last moments, so like going in my sleep. So I want to have a nice.
Just go to sleep.
I want to have a nice like hot tub night. Just a really nice meal. Watch one of my favorite shows.
So yeah, that's what I was thinking there. Now you're cooking. I was thinking
just,
you want to
relax into
Housewives of LA while you're eating a charcuterie board.
You're on it.
That's it for you?
You're on to something.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm just helping to prepare. Like we're looking for sponsors.
No need. I won't know you that long.
This is the audio I wanted you to hear.
Do you want me to go outside? Help is on the way, okay? Just try to breathe.
She's so poised.
Yeah. And I don't think she wanted to deal with the death of him. You know, there's a lot of paperwork with that. So she's like, fine, I'll call the ambulance, but we're still going to get a divorce because you were cheating on me. So that was his reaction soon after getting caught.
Randy, let's get back to you. I appreciate you holding for us. Like, what happened when you caught her? You want to break this down?
You expect, someone's going to probably lose it when they're caught. Like, and she's thrown tantrums before. Like she's a little bit like not used to not getting things her way. And then I never saw anything like this. I mean, it was like, someone cries and they're like screaming through their, like the same time.
Yeah.
Like it's not even like crying. It's like they're just constantly screaming. And we live in our house is attached to our neighbors. Like we can hear each other's dogs barking and stuff. So it was immediately like the neighbors thought I was doing something wrong.
But it was just her screaming bloody murder.
She was losing it. She was pounding on the walls too at one point.
Oh my God. Because you caught her cheating.
Right.
That's her reaction.
Oh yeah. It was like a 4-year-old when you take away their toy. It was crazy.
How did they react when you caught them cheating? So your fiance at the time used the excuse of, well, I just had to tell her that.
Yes.
And you fell for it.
And I fell for it like a 21-year-old girl would. 40-year-old Kat would be like, there's the door. You just gain that confidence. You're like, no one's going to mess with me.
I've known you a long time, and I believe this is the point in which you'd get violent. I've never seen a violent tendency out of you.
Yeah.
But I could see you flying off the handle and getting physical.
Now me?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Don't mess with my life. Don't upset my child.
Like if you went home today and a girl was walking out of your place and Derek just had one of his costumes on, but without the underwear. And I could see
costume?
I could see
Jesus.
If he had the Jesus costume on, then I could see you getting physical.
Yeah. Yeah.
And who do you
That'd
whip on first?
I don't know. I
probably
gotta see
him,
how much
right?
rage I have. Yeah, probably him. Because most of the time the girl doesn't know that the guy is married, unless
even though you go to his house and
house
see the marriage pictures on the window. Chrissy, hey, I appreciate you giving us a little bit of time here because you've been through this situation a couple of times.
One was a husband and one was an ex-boyfriend. And the ex-husband was actually crazy because he was in denial. And then he turns around and tries to commit suicide, or at least that's what he said.
Oh, God, to make you feel bad. That's a narcissist.
I said I can guarantee this is what's going to happen in most of the calls we take is that whoever gets caught is going to try and turn this around on somebody else.
How could you be mad at me for getting with somebody else? And people, I'm sure he didn't want to fully go through with it. I think he just wanted you to feel as bad as possible.
He wanted to turn it around on me.
Yeah.
And then the other one was a guy 6 years ago, and he turned around and said, didn't you know we weren't exclusive?
Oh, what a crock of crap.
Interesting.
Yeah, because he ended up giving me an STD. That's how I caught him. He went to a place called Baby Dolls, and it was in Texas, a strip club. He paid $1,200 to a stripper, ended up catching chlamydia.
Wow.
And I was pregnant with his child. I didn't know. And I went in, and I ended up miscarrying his child, and I told him, I'm like, dude, we haven't slept together since I got pregnant. So,
wow.
It's been a minute, and he's been cheating on me the whole time, and now I found out the hard way.